Hello, everybody's. I knocked down my controller. How you doing? Been a little bit time for an update. I keep recording these and I just forget to upload them. I'm gonna upload them as soon as I get done. I promise you that. So it is the end of July. Holy crap. And 4 days ago I celebrated my 40th birthday. I don't feel 40. I don't act like I'm 40. I don't. I don't behave like it. I don't. I've had so many people say I'm maybe in my early 30s, and I'm like, how do you do that? I'm like, I don't know. Health wise, doing all right, but I can already tell I'm a lot slower than I used to be. I'm getting weaker than I used to be in terms of strength and stuff. I can still do my job, but it's getting harder every day, a little bit by a little bit. Uh, Walmart does this thing around, I think it's August 4th. No, yeah, 14th. Um, no, not 14th. It's next Wednesday. It's the if I can get the thing up here, the 5th, I think is when they're going to be doing their inventory. And I'm like, okay, cool. It's a Wednesday. I won't be there. But they panic, like, oh my god, this is the end of the world kind of panic. Like, grab the women and children, get them in the lifeboats kind of panic. I'm like, if we kept doing things the right way the entire year, you wouldn't have to worry at all. I mean, I know it, my boss knows it, her boss knows it, the store manager knows it, the rest of them, act like they don't give a crap, so they panic, which is hilarious to me. It is what it is. I'm going to be taking a small break from recording achievement stuff. Maybe a month or two. I'll finish Final Fantasy 12. Don't get me wrong. Don't worry about that. I'm about 35 of 153 or 56. I forget which one. But I just need a little break. Because that's all I've been playing for like the last 2 to 3 months. And I don't want to get burnt out. I want to come back with a refreshed um, vigor to finish out that game. I've also transitioned from Linux back to Windows. And there's reasons behind that, and I'll explain that. I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. So I was on CachyOS. It wasn't a bad distro. Nothing went wrong there. And I started thinking, well, maybe I might want to get into creating my own sets for retro achievements. Because there's a lot of games that still do not have sets. I mean, there's a lot. And some of the ones I really like Gundam Journey to Jaburo, Zionic Front, which personally one of my favorites, but it's a good game. I know Federation vs. Zeon for Gundam has one. I don't think Gundam vs. Zeta Gundam has one, and that'd be really fun to do because it's a long game. I mean, a lot because you go through this progression route through the series, and eventually, what if scenarios will pop up and down below. Like, what if, say, this guy dies? What if he lived? What if somebody else died instead of him? And then you follow those branching paths to their conclusion, and more paths open, and more paths open, and it's like I probably spent the better part of a year off and on. It was really fun. Like, I don't know why, but there's no sports titles with achievements. Not very many, anyway. There's very few, and I kind of wonder about that because I know a lot of people like playing sports games. So maybe I could do something like that. That's something I might look into. Is working with the tools and stuff. Now I have on Windows 11 taken out all the AI and debloated it completely. It's like as bare bones as you can get. And I also have a thing selected to where it cannot reinstall the AI. So now if Windows does screw up at some point where something like they make it impossible for me to use, yeah, I'll probably go back to something like CachyOS. I tried Bazite. Nobara screwed up with the upgrade. I'm like, I'm not dealing with this today. I was so frustrated from yesterday trying to get stuff installed. I'm not dealing with it today. So I went tried Bazite. It gave me a blank screen for the installation and nothing. It hung on initializing and never started. Linux Mint, I love you guys at Linux Mint, but getting anything to work requires so much configuration on my end. Like, I could not get my Resident Evil randomizer working at all. And I couldn't get Affinity Photo working in Wine 11, which I can do on every other distro from Fedora. Now, if I were to go back, I might go something bare, like generic, like Debian or Fedora, just vanilla, and configure it myself. I'm not saying Nobara is bad. I'm not saying Bazite is bad. I just had bad experiences myself. Now, should I discourage you from that? No, hell no. Go give them a shot. They're great distros. When they've worked for me, they work fantastic. I didn't have an issue at that point. But I just want everything to work. I want to come home. Well, I come home, I don't even use a computer but 2 days a week. I really should make more time. But I want to come home and just get on the computer and do what I want to do. I shouldn't have to worry about it if an update's going to screw me up. I've never had bad updates from Windows myself. I know other people have. I'm sorry for that. I haven't. It's just I just need something that works, and I couldn't get the tools working in Linux, even though they have a way to. It wouldn't work for me in Cashy. I don't know why. I would start the program, and nothing would open up. So I don't know if it was something screwed up on Cashy's end, on my end, on Retro Achievements end, but I'm honestly thinking about making some sense myself. Become a junior developer, and it might be kind of fun. Who knows? Heck, I might do live streams where I'm playing the game and trying to get achievements if that's allowed. I'm not sure. I know there's a lot of people that do like editing streams or streams where they edit videos and stuff like that. So if it's allowed, I might do something like that. I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing. Now, on the gaming side of things, Final Fantasy 12, I am at the point of heading towards Mount Amasis to meet with the Grand Keltius. I just want to take a break for a couple months so I don't get burnt out. It's a great game. I love it to death. It's one of my absolute favorites. I don't want to get burnt out because you're going to notice it. I'm going to notice it. It's going to come through in the recordings, and it's just not something that I am comfortable doing. And new retro achievement set. Fantastic Dizzy for the Master System. Lives that little egg dude. Thought I heard something. I just got done recording my first PS3 game. Turtles in Time Reshell. Now, I don't know if it's a physical disc. If it was, I want to buy it. But I have only ever seen it in the PlayStation Store. And it wasn't for a very long amount of time that it was even there. It disappeared very quickly after release. So I was very disappointed, but I did find it, was able to download it and play it through RPCS3, play through the entire series. Had a couple of glitches, but they weren't like game breaking or nothing. Like, there was a couple levels, and towards the end of the game, in the final battle where a health bar didn't exist. Not in the way of I'm immortal, but it wasn't up on the screen. There was nothing there. So my character died once, and then when I came back, poof, it was there. All right. Now, I think it was since the level of Skull and Crossbones where you're on the train that it didn't show up at all, even if I died. Didn't even show dying animation. I was like, okay. Game still played through just fine. Ended recording that a few minutes ago. I don't know what the next game is going to be, but I'm going to take some time off from Retro Achievements recording, just because I need a break. The whole goal of this channel is to show off the old games, not mainly to be Retro Achievements. Retro Achievements were just fun for me, and I felt like recording them. But if it comes to a point where I become obsessive, which I can sometimes, to getting achievements over creating fun gameplay and stuff. Like, I can't play a game without getting a retro achievement without recording it kind of feeling. I will cut it completely there. Because I do have an obsessive personality. I do have an obsessive personality. That's one of the reasons why I can't play MMOs. Like, if I pay for it, I have the obsessive compulsive urge to play it constantly to get my money out of that month. So I'll like make excuses to play that game only. So I did it with a game called Mabinogi. It's free to play. It's totally free to play. But you can pay for things. Like at that point in time, you can pay for expanded storage, which allows you to open up a shop, so you can earn in-game gold and stuff like that. So that's what I was doing. I was spending $40 a month, $40, and this is back when $40 is a little more than what it is now. Next on points to get that storage, and I was compulsively buying every pet that there was, even though there's not that many pets now. There was a crap ton back in those days. This was 2007, like 2010, I think. And I finally had to stop. It just was not, I couldn't do it anymore. So yeah, that's why I say I have an obsessive personality. I wanted to give that example. But it's to a point where if I get obsessive about making achievements, earning achievements, I will cut it and just do it off camera, like when I'm laying in the bed playing on my Steam Deck or something. That's fine. I'll do that. There's a bunch that I want to do, but I'm not going to make it a priority over the fact this channel is made to showcase older games, game playthroughs, and show just how fun and challenging these older games are. Like that whole rack of Philips CDI games. I want to do those so badly. There's ones like the Unholy Zella trilogy. I can play 2 of them on real hardware. One of them I have to emulate because it's worth over $1,000. Zelda's Adventure. Look it up on eBay. It's over $1,000. It's nuts. Now, I have read where you can burn like CDI games to a physical disc that will play in your Philips CDI. So I might go down that route and build up a library of CDI games because they're just stupid expensive and nobody makes money off of them except for the people that own the discs. So I might end up burning a collection of CDI games and doing a bunch of them at some point. I'd really like to. Another one I'd really like to do is Virtual High Glide. I watched a speed run of it a couple of years ago, and I actually own the physical disc. I bought the physical disc. I have it on the computer as well as a ROM. I probably might do that too. I'd like to do a lot of GameCube games coming up too. GameCube, CDI, Saturn. Branch out into different consoles I haven't touched before. Like I've done one Genesis, and that was real hardware, and that was my Hyperstone Turtles and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Hyperstone Heist, which the final boss battle was literally a copy paste of the Turtles in Time final boss, but that was okay. At least I knew what to do. I tried telling a friend about that, and he's like, "Oh, why are you bashing on it?" I'm like, "I'm not bashing on it. I'm like, I just wish they were a little more creative instead of just copying the Turtles in Time boss. You know, make the boss a little more unique. Like the reshelled I just did. They totally redid Shredder's final battle. He is not the same character from Turtles in Time. The original, I mean. Totally different character. I actually had a really hard time fighting him. That was fun though. I enjoyed it. It was a good game, but the controls are just terrible and reshelled. Compared to the Super Nintendo, I had way easier time controlling my character in Turtles in the Super Nintendo version. Like, just on the Super Nintendo, I still want to do too. So I think I'm gonna take a pause. I am gonna finish out Final Fantasy 12, but I might wait 2, maybe 3 months at the most, and I'll do some more videos on it. Like I said, the achievements ones are not a priority. I do enjoy doing them. I probably will do them, but I'm not making it a priority at the moment. Because, like I said, you see all these games behind me. I've maybe done like 2% of them. Like, I barely ever touched Genesis. I really need to get into Genesis and see what people. I love Genesis music. Oh my god. I have a 11-hour Sega Genesis best soundtracks, like best track, you know, English is fun. Best songs of the Sega Genesis, and I listen to that all the time. It's actually one of the songs we listened to on the 500-mile drive away from Indiana. That was a long trip. I don't want to get into that. After this, I'm gonna go lay on the bed. I've been recently playing Cyberpunk 2077. I beat it one time. I had it recorded on the channel before the changeover to just strictly retro games, and I just went straight through the story mode. Did not actually, do a whole lot in the way of side missions, except for the one where you got the car that has the AI called Delamain. Otherwise, I never really did anything. I never went and fought rival gangs. Never got my street cred up. There's a whole bunch of achievements on Steam I had not gotten. Recently I did complete Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin, and Dark Souls 3. I got complete mastery over both those games. So now I have the entire trilogy, minus the original Dark Souls 2, which I actually bought. Game of the Year edition. That's all the DLCs. God, it's so much easier. I'm walking through areas going, I would be getting ganked right about now. Where the hell are they? And they're not there. Scholar Sin is way harder, and I beat it first. With only a bow and arrow. Just saying. I think the only one I didn't actually beat legitimately with a bow and arrow was Elden Ring. So I need to re-download that and actually just beat the original Elden Ring with just a bow and arrow. just for my sanity's sake. Because I challenged myself to do it, and I beat Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, and Dark Souls 3 with only a bow and arrow. God, 3 was hard. That is a game that is really, really hard with a bow and arrow. Dark Souls 2, cakewalk. Cakewalk. They don't expect somebody to just carry a bow and arrows throughout the game. It was a cakewalk. The poison in that game is glorious. Anyway, we'll be doing more N64 playthroughs. I want to do Pokemon Snap soon, Pokemon Stadium, Stadium 2, which is freaking fantastic. Only rental Pokemon because I don't feel like fussing around with all that. Because you have to put the game save file and the game file in the N64 folder and make sure to change the save file to a different file type that can be read by the N64 to go into the Game Boy Tower so you can get the Pokemon off of there into your game. I'll just do rental. They're not the greatest, but they're by far not the worst. As for what game I'm going to do next, I don't know. I'm actually going to have to think about that. I'm going to set up RetroArch, because this is a fresh installation of Windows today. And I'll have to really think about it, because there's a lot of PS1 and PS2 games I want to do. There's Knights of the Old Republic 2 that I want to do. The original 2 Halos I would like to do at some point. But I'll see you guys next week with some more updates.